my cooking channel, Tanya's Cooking from Italy. As most of you know, I lived in Italy for a number of years and learned everything I know from a woman called Paola Fratelli. But I found out today her name is Paola Annibali. I did not know that the Italian women, when they get married, don't take the husband's surname. Just found that out today, that her name is not Paola Fratelli. After 37 years, that's what I learned. Crazy, right? So anyway, today what we're going to do is start cooking the Bolognese. Really direi che sia più un sugo che Bolognese. It's a sugo, which means sauce. It's not the traditional Bolognese because I put my own little touches to it, which is what most Italian women do when they're making a sauce for pasta. So let's get started. Let's start with the ingredients. First off, we have 3 double cans, 28-ounce tomatoes. And my secret is to use 2 cans of these Hunt's tomatoes. They're whole plum tomatoes, and they have more, I guess the liquid in them that's packed is more like a tomato juice that you would drink, but not a tomato sauce. This can of the Samarzano Organic, the tomatoes were packed in what seemed to be a thicker tomato sauce. So I need to blend it out so that the sauce, as it cooks, it doesn't get too thick and too tomatoey. Then I have celery, carrots, onions, cipolla. And then the secret to success is using at least 3 different types of meats. This is what I learned from Paola. The more different meats you use, the better your sauce will turn out. Here I have shaved beef, and ground pork. I would say I buy the typical pound package and then use half of that. We have butter for frying the 3 vegetables, and then my secret ingredient is crushed red pepper, which this is a very small amount, it's about a tablespoon, and this is about a teaspoon of nutmeg, salt, pepper, olive oil, milk, and wine. So now these tomatoes I grind. This is another one of my very big secrets, is I have to have one of these in my kitchen because the tomatoes need to be blended with this. You don't want to use a blender and turn your tomatoes into tomato sauce. You want the tomatoes to have some pulp and be of a consistency of having pulp, not tomato sauce. That's why we use the whole tomatoes instead. Or if you use your fresh farm tomatoes, that's even better. So those are the ingredients of the Bolognese and the sugo. I'm starting with the butter and a little bit of olive oil to brown. I start with the onion first. As you can see, I don't measure, I just use this bowl, and depends on your liking. If you really like onions, you can use more. If you like onions less, you can use less. I'm gonna go with about 3/4 of what I have in here. It's looking like it's not so many. I'm gonna add a few more. And then that is going to brown. As the edges of the onion and carrots and celery mix start to brown, you start to add all of the meats into the pan and let them cook. Breaking them up as you go along. going to cook for 4 hours, so everything is going to cook completely. As it's browning, I'm going to add the wine. I'm just going to pour. I pour liberally on the wine, turn the temperature up, and then the wine has to cook away. This is what we mean by cooking away. It doesn't cook away and disappear, but it cooks down, and you don't have to worry so much about the liquid. You don't want to overcook. And then you just want to pour in your whole milk and stir. And the amount that you pour in is irrelevant. Just pour, don't worry. Now what we have here, you have this mixture, and you keep it on high the entire time, and we're going to let this boil down once again. And since the milk was cold from the refrigerator, it's likely going to be a few minutes, so we'll speed it up. So the mixture has been cooking. A lot of people worry about time. Time is irrelevant. Just let it cook down until you're satisfied. It won't cook away. It's still going to be liquidy. You just want to cook it on high until it's down. It will be thick, and there will be a liquid. But as it cooks later for 4 hours, everything's going to cook down to perfection. Now we're going to add our spices. May have been a little heavy on the crushed red pepper, but it's okay. It's to your taste. Now we're going to add the sea salt, liberally sea salt, brown pepper. I am liberal with both of these spices. The other two spices, the crushed red pepper and the nutmeg especially. Nutmeg is a very powerful flavor. Have you noticed, for those of you that are not familiar with the Bolognese, although like I said, this is not a typical Bolognese, this is my sugo. There is no garlic. Garlic is void. Now it's cooking down, spices are down, and we are ready to add the tomatoes. 1, 2, 3. We stir. Bring back to a boil, and then we simmer on low for a very long time, 4 hours on very, very low. That is very important. I suggest you make this on Saturday if you're eating it on Sunday or Monday. It's a wonderful dish to make for busy moms because this will feed your family for the entire week. You can make pasta all week long with the amount of sugo that is here. And that's it. That's the Bolognese. However, I would like to tell you one last trick. The Bolognese will cook for approximately, I like to do always 4 hours. Some people do 3, but I always do 4, even sometimes more. Since it has to cook down, we use the tomatoes that have more liquid so that it can have something to cook away. I also have a little secret that I add in the chicken broth to give it a little bit more to cook away since I go even further with my cooking time. So that's it. That's the Bolognese. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to make the noodles next, and they are special. So please stay tuned. And don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and give me any comments. Comments are very much welcome. You don't like it, what you don't like, what you want to hear more of, don't forget, subscribe to me. Thank you.